Absolutely. Yes. And so that leads us right into your book. So congrats, of course, on being a published author, best-selling author now of multiple books. I think your private lending book is right there on my
Yep.
shelf. And so tell us, I know we had spoken about some specific examples, but do you have any stories to share about how you've given your book that educates, basically new people on private lending and what it's all about? Can you share any case studies or examples of how that book's been received?
Sure. Yeah. So one of the things that I did this last year is, because we did the books in 2020, because we had so much spare time because we didn't travel anywhere or do anything. We wrote those books in 2020. And at the end of the year, I thought, I'm going to take my 25 best customers, my biggest customers in our property management company, and I'm going to send them all copies of both of my books. And so I did. I sent them all copies as kind of like Christmas presents. I said, hey, this is what I've been working on. If you know anybody that is in a situation where they need to sell their house because they're aging out, here's a book that you can share with them. Or if you know somebody that's got some money laying around that they need to put to work, you can look at the private lending book, and that'll help you out there. And it was the funniest thing. One of our customers, he has about 8 units. He sent me a check for $1,000, and it was made out to me personally. And my bookkeeper brought me the check. It was sent to our office. She brought me the check. She said, do you know what this is about? And I said, no. I said, does he have any repairs or something that he needed to fund in his account? And she said, no, he's got money in his account. And so I'm like, okay. So I called him and I said, hey, I got this check here, and I'm just curious, that you've got money in your account. You don't need to fund repairs. I don't know what this is for. And I said, and you made it out to me personally, which doesn't make any sense either. And he said, I just wanted to say thank you for the books. And he said, and I got to read the books, and he said, and I want to do more business with you. And so he said, do you have anything else that we can buy? I want to add to my portfolio. Well, I just so happened to have 4 other duplexes. He had 4 duplexes already. I had 4 others that were in the same neighborhood that I had bought several years ago with a partner. And my partner wanted to get out of the deal. Okay, so I was like, I've been trying to find somebody to buy these units and take us out of the deal, because my partner wanted to be out of the deal. So I said, well, I've got these units here, and here's the details on them. And so we went over everything, and he said, I want to buy them. So actually we're closing on them April 30th.
Awesome.
And so, and then we talked about private lending, because he doesn't have quite enough money for the down payment. And this was another deal that I structured with seller financing. So he's actually buying them subject to the original seller financing. We're going to continue to manage them. So we'll make the payments on the seller financing note, because that note was on me originally.
Sure.
And so that'll continue on. And then he didn't have all the money because he's selling a house that he's moving out of. And so he had a considerable amount of the down payment, but he asked if I could finance the other part. So I got to do a little bit of financing, make some money on the money, and it was going to be a cool deal all the way around.
That is awesome.
And my partner that wanted to get out, I just talked to him this morning about the deal, and he's excited because he's ready to get his money back and put it somewhere else. So
very cool. So everybody won.
Everybody won, man.
So obviously, I mean, you gave somebody your book, and the information in there was so impactful that it they wrote you a personal check for $1,000.
Yeah.
So what do you attribute that to? Like what is it? Because this is a form of educating and helping people, but it's a form of marketing your business. Why aren't more people doing this? And just how powerful is it to lead with value first and try just to help the other person? And then it seems like the benefits that you receive are so much greater than just going into it as a transaction or a one-off or just a negotiation. So speak to that. Like how, how powerful is this?
So, Max, I think that the books are so powerful in a couple of different ways. When people see that you've written a book, they may not ever read that book.
Mm-hmm.
But when they see that you've done it, they look at you differently.
Mm-hmm.
They look at you as an author, and I don't know, it's just a different perspective in their eyes. Mm-hmm. That you've accomplished something. A lot of people tell me, "Yeah, I've been wanting to write a book. How do you do that?" And so it opens up a whole nother conversation. It opens up a whole nother. It gives you more credibility. And then, we purposely did pictures on the front of the book that have my face on it. Mm-hmm. And I've gone to people's houses, and here's the book sitting on their coffee table. And that is powerful because you're at top of mind. So when something happens, who are they going to call? They're going to see you on their coffee table, and they're going to go, "Oh yeah, let's call that guy." Or we've got an extra $50,000 that just came in. What can we do with it? Oh, this guy, let's call him. So I think those two concepts right there have been so powerful. And even since we did those two books, I just finished my third book.
I saw that.
Did you see that?
Yeah, congrats.
And so that one, I'm getting a lot of press on that too, because I sent that out to just my general audience in Facebook on that. Mm-hmm. And so people have been buying that book, and it is about giving them value. There's information in there that helps them. All three of the books now, they all have information that helps people. I'm not really trying to sell and make money on being an author. In fact, any proceeds that I do make from a book, they go to a charity. I started a charity this year, my own 501c3, and that charity is to help single mothers.
Oh, good.
And so all the money from any sales, which I did have a lot of sales on this last one, all that money will go into just a charity to help other people. And so that's kind of it. That gives me it leads more to the legacy part of what I'm trying to accomplish as a human being.